Stony is Hong Kong's iconic harbor view. Most people think of that when they think of Hong Kong. However, bet you didn't know that we're also home to a myriad of amazing marine biodiversity.
Towards the south side of Hong Kong lies Llama Island. Sea turtles frequent this area, but due to increased boat traffic, getting caught as bycatch, or pollution, we are seeing less of them. Green sea turtles are one of the species listed as endangered under the IUCN's Red List of Threatened Species, and historically, they've been nesting in Hong Kong for as long as the locals remember. The sandy beach at Sham Wan on Llama Island is the only site in Hong Kong and one of the few sites in the South China Sea at which green sea turtles nest from time to time. In order to minimize disturbances to nesting green sea turtles, part of the area had been restricted, but that didn't offer enough protection. Mission Blue fully supports AFCD's intention to increase restrictions of Sham Wan in order to protect a small but vital area of Hong Kong as a safe haven for marine species, especially sea turtles. After lobbying with the government, it was decided that the restricted area as well as time frame should be expanded to offer further protection to sea turtles. During mating season, these turtles are quite active in the waters near the sandy beach as well as surrounding area. They would feed well and often mate at the surface. Unfortunately, this area is a beautiful secluded cove which yachtsmen like to visit. People enjoying jet skis often don't see turtles at the surface, and many die from impact. It is obvious that further education, legislation, and penalties as well as enforcement is needed in order to ensure a bright future for these beautiful animals. Other than migratory turtles, Hong Kong also boasts very rich coral communities. Hong Kong's corals form scattered coral communities in the shallow rocky shores of Hong Kong and outlying islands. The waters towards the east are protected by natural barriers and are not affected by the freshwater flow from the Pearl River. Corals are divided into two categories, stony corals and soft corals. The stony corals are those that form solid calcium carbonate skeletons, and they're also the species that build reefs. In Hong Kong, there are as many as 84 species of reef-building corals from 12 families in 28 genres. These coral species can withstand changes in sea temperature and salinity, as well as periodic typhoons and monsoons. Coral communities play a vital role in our marine ecosystems, providing habitats and foraging places for different marine life. In addition to stony corals, Hong Kong also has soft corals. Up to 67 species of soft corals and gorgonians have been found in Hong Kong. To raise public awareness of coral protection as well as to collect coral reef data for the protection and management of Hong Kong's marine life, some concerned citizens started conducting reef check in 1997. Since the year 2000, and with public support gaining much momentum, the Agricultural, Fisheries and Conservation Department then began coordinating the Hong Kong Reef Check. Hope spots are established to identify and aid in the protection of special locations that are vital to ocean health through scientific identification. Today, about 12% of the world's land areas are protected in some form, but only less than 6% of our oceans are protected. Through Hope Spots, we can pave the way towards a future with well-managed marine reserves. Protection of these areas offer us hope because these places not only support different species, habitats, or ecosystems, they usually also have important historical, cultural, or spiritual values, all of which have particular economic significance to the communities. Another significant reason for the Southern Hong Kong Hope Spot is that many migratory species travel through here. We've recorded the appearance of whale sharks, sailfish, and other pelagic species, even whales. While local species that we thought to have been wiped out seem to be returning. Among them are the humphead wrasse, Chinese bahaba, and maybe even our local sawfish. Regarded as an ingredient for traditional Chinese medicine, our seahorse populations have dwindled significantly. As TCM, its efficacy hasn't been properly assessed through scientific research, but they're still harvested and sold in massive numbers. A study done in 2001 alone claimed that on a global scale, there were approximately 25 million seahorses being used at the time for medicinal purposes. Historically, through records spanning dynasties, Hong Kong has always been the glorious fishing port that supplied a seemingly endless bounty of seafood to the rest of China. However, with the advent of technology and population growth, our ocean could no longer cope with the demand, and our fisheries collapsed around the late 90s. Some measures have been taken to protect and preserve our marine habitats, but more needs to be done to ensure sustainability. Through Hope Spots, renewed hope is given to Hong Kong's waters. We hope to seek support and raise awareness with the global community to help protect our Hope Spot and perhaps bring our waters back to their former glory.
Together, through education and actions, let's help protect Hong Kong's Hope Spot for future generations.